Well, there you got her, guys. It's finally here. Hopefully it'll stick around for a while. Lots of lightning high in the sky. A little bit of thunder. It's just a constant rolling thunder is what it is. And it's not a heavy downpour rain, but a nice rain actually. So hopefully this one will stick around for a while. Talk to you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, boys and girls. BP back here. Hope you all had a good evening. Hope everybody out there had a good shot of rain, and if they didn't need it, then they didn't have to have it, I guess. How's that sound? We're just gonna walk on down here and find out how much we had. Now remember, the other day, I believe I showed you guys, I said we had a 10th, right? I did not dump the rain gauge from that 10th. So last night, we got basically 2/10 is what we got last night. So we're gonna take that sucker and we're gonna dump him now. So since what? Let's see here. So we got that 10th, the last 10th that we had was Saturday. So since, well, Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And now it's, what, Tuesday? So yeah. So I guess we had 3/10 now since Saturday night. I woke up this morning and I said, huh, didn't look like it rained as much as they were hoping that we were hoping for. See here? The ground is still dry under the trucks. But we'll take every drop we get right now. I'm not going to complain about it. We'll take it. Anyway, guys, just thought I'd show you that. Not sure what's going to happen today. It's 5:30 in the morning right now, so old Moke got tied up here last night. Oh. Let Mokey go. There. Take off. Take off. She doesn't even know where to run. There's a lot of thunder and a lot of lightning. I know that. Who knows? Maybe we'll go for a drive today and visit Ma and Pa Kettle down in Assiniboia. Alright guys, with that, I want to let you go. And we'll see what kind of, we'll bring you back after coffee. How's that? Later. Oh, we're good. Well, guys and gals, we're on the road. Heading on down to Assiniboia to visit my parents. We got a little bit of rain, and I just figured, you know what, if we don't do it today, we probably won't get down there for a while. So, this is number 2 highway, Saskatchewan, running from Moose Jaw down to Assiniboia. And this is through the hill area. Oh, is that a sign way over there in the ditch, or is that a cow? I guess we'll find out as we get a little closer, right guys? I think it's a sign. It's a sign. It's a curve sign. Curve to the right. But anyways. But yeah, this is lots of hilly country through here. Right in this neck of the woods. Water puddle. Water hole. And as Reed Flakes calls them, it's a water tank. It's not a dugout. It's a water tank. We call them dugouts. But yeah, this sometimes in the winter you get going through here, and if it's a bad winter with lots of wind and lots of snow, you can get stranded on this road pretty fast. It comes off the top ridge right there and it dumps it right on top of the highway. But I just thought I'd show you guys this stuff as we're cruising along. Here, we'll give it to the wife.
Give it some scenery instead of the road. Maybe.
Yeah, right. You make it look through that at the mirror. They do a little bit of farming in these hills, but not much. It's mostly all pasture. But that's all right. Need cows. Gotta have your beef. Gotta have the beef, guys. What are we at for minutes, sir?
2.
Oh.
We'll come back.
Hey guys, how's it going? Well, went out to Ma and Pa's, got home, and I've had a few guys comment about what happened to the old nubster right there. So, here's the truth of what happened to my hand. Anyways, and let me tell you, the wife didn't squeeze your legs too tight. So, here it is. Let me read a little bit. There we go. So, just got in. Having a cup of Java, of course. Gotta have my Java. It's almost as, well, my Java's better than beer. How's that sound? Anyways, with the old hand here, back in 2000, and if I remember correctly, it was 2001. My neighbor down the road, he asked me to come over. It was June, I believe, end of May. No, it was actually it was mid-May. It was right around seeding time. And he asked me to come over and help him load up a bunch of scrap steel. So, for anybody doesn't know, scrap steel is just hunks of steel scattered around a farmer's yard, and they can load it up on a trailer. They can hire somebody to come in and pick it up. But in this case, my neighbor, we were loading this stuff by hand, pitching it onto his flatbed, kind of like a car trailer, and he put a small rail on to help hold the stuff in. Anyways, he had a 6-inch by about 2 foot long ram, from 6-inch thick, 2 foot long ram from a hydraulic cylinder, this was the ram out of the hydraulic cylinder. And he was using that thing as a weight, among some other steel, for a 3-point hitch cultivator. On that ram, there was a handle welded on either side. So I grabbed the handle with both hands, and I went to swing it throw it onto the trailer, but I didn't quite lift high enough. And the weight of the ram was about 150 pounds. And I didn't quite lift high enough, and it slammed into the top edge of his railing on his trailer. So what it ended up doing, it severed this finger. It broke these 3 in here. It broke here, here, and here also. This finger was literally just kind of hanging here by skin and squirting blood out the end. So we wrapped it up. We put a piece of twine around the finger right here as tight as we could, and then wrapped it with friggin' rags. And I drove to the hospital in Indian Head. They took x-rays of it, they cleaned it up, and they said, "We can't do nothing for you." So they sent me to the Pasqua Hospital in Regina. I had to drive myself to the Pasqua Hospital in Regina. So I drove to Regina then. In Regina, the doctor told me, I told him just take it off and be done with it. And he says, nope, I get paid to save them, not to remove them. Anyways, so he reattached my finger. So actually, if you look real close, where is this? Right here. If you look real close up here, that's actually part of my fingerprint right there. So on this hand, I'll show you what they did, okay? So this is my index finger here. They took the finger and they reattached it all through here. And then they put this is not the pin that was in my finger. This is just something that I fabbed up quick as a prop for this video, guys. And they put this and they ran it down through the center of my finger, center of all this bone in your finger, all the way through to there, okay? So that is what my finger would have looked like. And that piece of steel that they put in there was sticking out of my finger and had a hook on it, basically just like that. So I would be able to take this steel and I would be able to turn it around, literally like this. In fact, at one point, I was able to even go up and down with it like that, in and out. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because on the bottom of the steel, it had a couple of little jagged edges on it. And that piece of steel was there to keep my finger and fuse my finger, all the bone, like this. So when I made a fist, I would be like this. Okay? I would never be able to bend that finger. Anyways, that piece of steel was in my finger, which is not there anymore. This accident happened, it was in May, I'm sure. Anyway, it was in there until the end of October. And we were living in a mobile home on the farm here at that time. And I had a air conditioner that had to be taken out and the window put back in for winter. And being that my finger was the way it was, I was banging it. I was in pain, blah, 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 blah. And I got pissed off. I banged it really bad. I got pissed off. I stormed into the house. I went to rip my jacket off. And that hooked on the inside of my jacket. And I ripped it right out of my finger. Holy jumping jiminies, did that hurt. Let me tell you something, guys. If you ever felt pain, take a piece of steel that's wedged in the bone of your body somewhere and literally rip it out. That hurt. So here I am with this hole, basically, on the end of my finger. There was a little hole then. So my job at the time was servicing farm equipment and repairing farm equipment for Brandt Equipment. Anyway, the next spring I went back to work, and at a job site somewhere along the line, I ended up getting grease, oil, something, because I didn't have gloves to wear, inside the hole of that finger. And then the finger went gangly. I got gangrene in it. And they had no choice. On July the 4th, they cut my finger off. The day of our Tristan, our youngest son, you guys have seen him in previous videos way back when. On his birthday, they lobbed my finger off. And that happened in the morning. And by 6 o'clock that afternoon, I actually watched them cut that finger off. So when they cut that finger off, like I said earlier, that's part of my fingerprint. So when they cut that finger off, what they did, they took the skin and they cut it like this, around the top, down the other side, opened it up, and then they cut it across the back here. Okay, and they peeled this skin back. This skin here, they peeled it back this way. And then they took basically like a chrome chisel and a hammer, and they knocked the knuckle right out of it, right there. Okay? Popped the finger off. That skin that they cut off of here, then they took that and flopped it over the top and stitched it right here. I watched them do the whole thing. And the doctor said, "What would you like to do with the finger?" And I told him, stick it in a jar for the wife for a keepsake. But he didn't think that was too funny, and they tossed it. Anyway, so there you go. Now you know what happened to my finger. Crushed her up. They fixed it up. Every time I went to grab something with my left hand, and I'm left-handed, every time I went to grab something, that friggin' finger was always in the way and getting banged and beat up and so on and so forth. I told them to cut it off at the very beginning. They said no. And the best thing that ever happened was that I got gangrene in it on the end, and they took it off anyways. So there you go. Now you know what happened to my finger. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, with that, you have yourselves a good evening. Have yourselves, for all you Canadians out there, tomorrow's Canada Day. Have a wobbly pop for me. We'll be around the yard here. I'm sure I'll make another video of something tomorrow for all you guys. And subscribe, comment, and let's get her done. Tell your friends to come on over and subscribe to our videos too. Again, let's get her done. Talk to you guys next time.